as we go around and try to find millions and millions of reasons to not buy an iPhone, people continuously find ways to continue to buy iPhones. One of the main reasons people buy iPhones, believe it or not, is to appear to look rich. Now, this article, want to appear rich, buy an iPhone. And it makes so much sense because I searched and I looked and I finally saw something that made a lot of sense that I wanted to share with my subscribers and my viewers on the iPhone trend, because so many people complain about them. Oh, it's the same phone, you know, the iPhone 8, 7, 6, etc. They all look the same, 2 or 3 slightly improvements, but you're still shelling out $800 to $900 for a phone basically that it's not too much different than last year's phone. So let's read a little here. The link for this description, the link will be in the description for this article. This is a display of the new iPhone X at the Apple event, the Steve Jobs Theater. It's difficult and generally not all that productive to guess how wealthy someone is based on appearances. But if you really need a shorthand to figure out if someone is rich or not, a new study suggests all you need to do is see what kind of phone they own. If it's an iPhone, odds are they're doing well for themselves. That little tidbit for on-the-fly evaluations on a stranger's bank account comes from an economist at the University of Chicago who recently published a paper with the National Bureau of Economic Research highlighting how consumer behavior and media consumption can infer demographic information. As it turns out, the iPhone is a pretty consistent symbol of wealth. Now, of course, owning an iPhone doesn't mean that the person is rich, but the device serves as the most reliable indicator for determining if someone falls into a higher income bracket. Across all years in our data, no individual brand is as predictive or been high income as owning an Apple iPhone in 2016. The researchers wrote, per Business Insider, that data showed that owning an iPhone gave the researcher a 69% chance to correctly identify the owner as high income, which was defined in the paper as being in the top quartile of income for the person's household type: single, married, independent, with dependents, etc. There are, of course, some caveats to this. While new iPhones often carry a healthy price tag when they are subsidized by character, there are plenty of older iPhones still in circulation. Last year, prior to the launch of the iPhone X and 8, research from Newzo looked at all iPhones in circulation, found that the majority of the devices in the user were the most recent model. At the time, the 7 line accounted for 19% of all devices in the world. The remaining 81 range from the iPhone 6 dating all the way back to the iPhone 4, which was released in 2010. Now, for all the mostly deserved shit Apple took for thwarting the processor power and older device in order to preserve battery life, the company is actually pretty good at continuing to support its older phones. The current version of Apple's mobile operating system, iOS 11, supports 5 different generations of handsets dating back to the iPhone 5S released in 2013. When iOS 12 comes out later this year, it will continue to support for all of those generations of devices, plus whatever phone the company announces in the fall. Still, if you're looking for a shortcut to place a person into a demographic based on income, look for the Apple logo. And the rest of this is in the link is in the description. What I want to get to is this, because right here is a table of products and brands most indicative of being high income. We can go back to 92. In 1992, if you had these things, you were considered high income. Someone could see you you own an automatic dishwasher, travel domestically, own the garage door, those type things. This is 1992, and this is very accurate. If you owned a garbage disposal, 64% of people own those. If you own these things in 92, you were considered most definitely high income. 2004, if you bought a vehicle during that year, like 73% of the people did, they were considered being high income. You owned a dishwasher, traveled domestically, owned a personal computer. These things were very expensive in 04. Now let's go to 2016. Some more things. Traveled in the continental US, owned a passport. If you own Bluetooth on a vehicle in 2016, you were considered high income. Some more things in 92. You remember that commercial, Grey Poupon? Yeah, that stuff was expensive. If you bought Kodak film, the actual film in 92, you know that mess was expensive. Let's go to some more things in 2004. If you owned a Toshiba TV set, you use AT&T long distance. I used to work for AT&T, and there was a time that you had to actually pay separately from having all of your everything included, which they have now for like $50. Back then in 04, you would have to have regular service, and then you would have to pay for long distance separately. And house phones were still in there, and you would definitely have to pay separate for that. So those are some of the things. Now 2016, another thing that made you be looked at as high income, as you can see at the top, own an iPhone and an iPad, use Verizon Wireless, which is a very expensive carrier, own a Samsung TV set, and some more things. Now, you could do more research on this, but if you really think about it, everyone that owns an iPhone, or someone that wants to own an iPhone, is mainly because they want to appear to look wealthy, to be considered in or considered with the latest trend. Like I said in one of my previous videos, most people buy these phones just because they see their favorite star, their favorite rapper or movie star with them, and they want them. But one of the main reasons, and statistically it has been proven, people want iPhones is so they could appear to be rich or high income by having a very expensive phone. Leave your comments, like this video, and subscribe. Later.